New York City has 311, and 311 gets a lot of phone calls around secondhand smoke in the home. We also get phone calls in all of our borough offices. We're a citywide organization. It's so desperate when they call and they say they've tried everything, they've tried talking to their neighbor, and their neighbor just won't quit smoking.
It came in through the windows, it came in through the vents in our building, it came in through the floors. You want to provide like a nice healthy environment for your kids, so you don't want to be up at nights like stressed out because you're sleeping in smoke or your baby's sleeping in smoke.
Despite our very strong smoke-free air laws and our historically low smoking rates, more than 25,000 New Yorkers will die this year from tobacco-related diseases, and another 2,500 will die from exposure to secondhand smoke.
Children that are exposed to smoke in the home are at higher rates of sudden infant death syndrome as babies. They might not be smoke in their apartment themselves, but they have smoke seeping through the door because their neighbor smokes.
We got involved more on smoke-free housing as a concern because we really saw that smoke-free housing was a growing movement across the country and in New York City.
First reaction was, how can we do this? Is it possible? Is it permissible? There are a lot of things we want to do and we think are good ideas, but they may just not be permissible. We reached out to the Manhattan Smoke-Free Partnership and asked them whether or not they had any information about the legalities, the processes involved with going smoke-free.
We have 2 or 3 that are currently smoke-free, and we have a few under construction right now. We're in the rent-up where we intend to include it in the lease. So we tell people on their lease renewal that we're adding the clause that there can be no smoking in the buildings.
Smoke-free housing, I think, makes a lot of sense on many levels, not only in terms of limiting exposure to secondhand smoke and helping people quit, but also improving the business model of owning and managing housing for property owners.
You have ventilation systems that are the smoke interferes with. There's maintenance issues that relate to smoking.
We have less apartments that we have to paint over as quickly now because they're in better shape due to not having smokers inside apartments. Fires are incredibly expensive.
Somebody has a cigarette, they put it down on a countertop, and they burn the countertop. They burn the toilet, they burn the tub. They set fire to the apartment, causing $100,000 worth of damage.
In our 2 buildings that we did take smoke-free, we found that they were both very positive experiences. Like, we haven't had any concerns around violations around the smoke-free housing policy. Nobody's expressed concerns, and I think most importantly, the fact that there was a smoke-free policy in place did not hinder or affect the rent-up process of occupying the building at all.
I think people get used to it, just like they do in the offices and the restaurants and every place else that we've created this smoke-free environment. I don't think anybody really should have any reason, any landlord, not to participate in this program.
Smoke-free housing really does improve the quality of life for tenants, which actually does affect your bottom line. The data is very clear that it's cheaper to turn over a smoke-free unit than it is to turn over a unit from a heavy smoker. And so really for us as housing developers, it is about dollars and cents, and it is about our daily experience running a company.
I really think going smoke-free is a pretty much a slam dunk decision for a housing provider. I think on every level, from just doing the right thing to the financial benefits behind it, really makes it a no-brainer.